Jose's speech. My speech regards prejudice, but a different form of prejudice. And it's called Patriarchy in Our Society, Sexism in America. Just to clarify, how many of you know what patriarchy is? Okay. Okay, good. Learning experience. Patriarchy, when you hear patriarchy, think male-dominated or male-controlled. It can apply to societies or government. And I debated with myself for a long time about what topic I wanted to talk to you all about. And in the end, I chose sexism. I chose sexism because it's a form of prejudice that has or will have an effect on my life. And although there are a plethora of subtopics under sexism, they're ultimately rooted in one thing, patriarchal societies, which is what I just clarified. Often I've encountered people who don't see any sexism taking place in our society, and therefore think that there shouldn't be any action to alleviate or eradicate sexism altogether. This is what I believe to be one of the many causes of slow progress in our society, because realistically, sexism is affecting people everywhere. Issues in our society like the wage gap, the objectification of women, and the overall subjugation of women are some of the things that make it all the more evident that sexism is alive and well today. How many of you have heard news about the war on women? Women everywhere were making clarion calls for action subsequent to the disparities in pay equity being made more public, and in the wake of men justifying things like rape. Half a century after the Equal Pay Act was signed, women were making 82.2% of what men earned in the first 3 months of 2012, and 77% of what men earned in 2010. However, I should note that although this data was easy to find, the data showing disparities in pay equity within the female community weren't, because the truth of the matter is there are some women of color making even less than what men are earning. So with the acceptance of a misogynistic culture comes the effect of it. I've learned at a young age that femininity is essentially considered to be synonymous with weakness, and that we're burdened with notions that we must be saccharine or accommodating. Are there any young women that agree with that? Yeah. All right. But we can all take actions to make our society better for all women and other people that are affected by our patriarchal society. Steps like being politically aware, or knowing what types of prejudices are institutionalized, or just knowing what goes on in the world. Taking part in vocal activism, or any form of activism for that matter. Tell your hilarious friend why his sandwich joke isn't funny. If you have feminist theories like me, apply them in many spaces. And I'd like to leave you all with a quote by Bell Hooks. Our work of love should be to reclaim masculinity and not allow it to be held hostage to patriarchal domination. There is a creative, life-sustaining, life-enhancing place for the masculine in a non-dominator culture. And those of us committed to ending patriarchy can touch the hearts of real men where they live, not by demanding that they give up manhood or maleness, but by asking that they allow its meaning to be transformed, that they become disloyal to patriarchal masculinity in order to find a place for the masculine that does not make it synonymous with domination or the will to do violence. Thank you.